Everyone in short-term rentals, you guys are probably well aware that the travel industry is picking back up. And for us, that's very, very exciting. But one thing that I'm sure all of you guys are aware of is how are you guys exactly eliminating the parties and the smoking weed or tobacco in your properties? Here at Gibson Hetherington, we've been very fortunate to not have to deal with this. I believe that we dealt with this probably 5 times last year. And leading into the first of the year, we've had to deal with it maybe once. But I think the reason why we do such a good job at this is being proactive with every sort of reservation that comes into our setting. And understand, a lot of our reservations are all automated. So we utilize a software called Guesty that helps us utilize different SEOs and different segments of, Airbnb and Booking.com and all these different channel managers that help make our life a little bit easier. And there's a few things that have kind of helped us along the way to eliminate these sort of factors that can potentially cancel the next reservation or, have to travel down there late at night and ruin your day to kick out people or to evict someone. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong to ruin someone like myself's day or, to ruin one of your team members' day or whatever the case may be. So I think the first thing that you have to come to an understanding is you need to be proactive about the summary or about your actual property itself. So you guys all are well aware that when you guys are listing your property, there's a section where you guys can talk about your house rules and what that looks like, whether they need to take off their shoes when they walk in the door, whether they need to turn off all the lights, quiet hours, all those other sort of things. But I think a lot of times what people forget to actually speak on behalf is letting them know there's absolutely no house parties allowed or there's a certain fine. There's absolutely no smoking inside or around the property or there's a fine. There is absolutely no other individuals allowed in the property that are not on the reservation. So if you guys have a max occupancy of 4 and there's 2 people on the reservation, you shouldn't be allowing 3, 4, 5 more people in your reservation because that's when problems start to occur. So you want to be very proactive of not only in your house rules, but also about your property. When you're trying to sell them on exactly why they should come and visit, you can just put it right at the end to be repetitive on exactly getting across to their point that there's absolutely no partying and no smoking. And then the other section is other things to note that a lot of people don't understand to even put any sort of information. So there's a third time that you can actually input your house rules, because what you got to think of, it's like our brain is wired to the more times or not that you read something that it sticks with us. So from there, once you're able to actually explain that in your house rules about your property and other things to know, you shouldn't really have an issue, but more times than not, sometimes you will. So the next thing that you can do is be proactive about your messages when someone actually reserves your place. And one of the things that we do here is an hour after they book, we literally send them our house rules that are already stated inside before they actually book the property. So we just send them a nice kind message saying, hey, we hope that you've been able to read our house rules. If you have other guests attending, please make sure you send these over to you, as we have spent a lot of time, energy, and money to make sure that you are enjoying your stay and the next person that comes in is enjoying their stay as well, and we don't have to cancel or do any other sort of things. And then from there, we repeat exactly what those house rules look like. And we tell them, look, if you're looking to, throw a party or smoke or do this or do that, cancel your reservation and we'll give you a full refund. Okay, there's no debate absolutely at all. There should be absolutely no debate at all. Okay, and more times than not, after you've already stated it about your property, your house rules, and other things to know, and you've sent that message beforehand, you usually shouldn't have to deal with anything. But again, the world's not perfect. We're not perfect. Individuals aren't perfect. No one's perfect, right? So the third thing that you can do is signs in your property. So literally 1 or 2 signs, one on the fridge, one on the back of the door is usually what we do, just stating again exactly what those house rules look like. And if they do or they are to break those house rules, there's an immediate eviction. All right. And then with that, with the signs on, is you guys should have cameras outside of your property. Again, I know most states and most countries here, there's absolutely no cameras inside of the property. That's just law mandate. But what you can do is you can put properties outside in the hallways, okay, up above. And the reason for that is not just the security and knowing who's coming into your properties, but security for everyone and everyone around you. If something does occur and you don't know exactly what happened, you have those camera footage up there so you're able to relate back to those. And as long as you are telling people prior to booking, there's a section on each of the different channel managers that you can actually state, hey, we have security cameras outside of the hallways in this area for security purpose of you and the other guests. Okay, and the point of those cameras is so you know exactly who's checking into your property, because you guys have all probably ran into scams where there's people taking other people's profile and booking under them, and they're ended up, coming in stealing stuff or just destroying your property. So that's just a whole other thing to eliminate. So with that, going back to eliminating the house parties and the smoking, is you're going to know if there's 2 people on the reservation and there's 10 people that check in, right there, that's an immediate no-no. That's an immediate no-no. You should be reaching out, your property manager should be reaching out and just kindly asking, hey, we noticed there's 2 people on the reservation. We've already talked to you about this. We noticed 8 other individuals checking in. What's going on here? We talked about our house rules. Please make sure you read over those. So it's almost like a warning, but you're not telling them. Okay, and if you've asked them to leave, because they're getting loud or they're simply not even supposed to be in there, then you can start to go into, more details, or even getting a little bit more leery on exactly why are they there. And you can ask them, hey, I simply asked you prior 3 or 4 times. It was in our manual before you even booked that there's simply no house parties. There's only a max occupancy of 4 and you have 10 people in the room. And just remember, there should be no parties or smoking. I'm going to have to ask your other guests who are not on the reservation to leave. All right. If they don't leave within the next 10 minutes, then my property manager, myself, are going to have to ask you guys to leave. And if you guys don't want to cooperate, then we'll just get the cops involved. All right. And the reason for those cameras is most of the time they're going to understand when they walk in the building, like, oh shit, there's cameras, so I can't do anything to where I'm going to fuck up. And most of the times they do not. Again, it's been very, very rare that we ran into a situation where people come into our property and think that they're going to be able to do this, and this. When they see those cameras up above, they know they're not going to try to mess up. All right. And then the last thing is that you guys can do is, once you start to scale your business, is you should have a property manager or a security guard on staff full time. All right. So you're not having to handle the issues and ruin your day, whether you're out at a date with your other behalf, whether you're with your friends, family. That's the last thing you want to do, is get up at 9-10 o'clock at night when you're doing things with the family and friends and have to go deal with the situation. That's what the property managers are for, and the security guards. All right, so again, when eliminating parties and smoking, you really want to take those factors into play, because I tell you what, more times than not, you will not have to deal with sticky situations as long as you have all those sort of parameters in line, and that will make your life a lot easier and not have to worry about everything every single day. So again, that is a little bit about eliminating the parties and smoking. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys saw some value, I would love if you guys could like the link below. Make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Give us a follow on our Facebook page as well. And if you guys have any questions, reach out. But I appreciate each of you guys' time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.